me, you're feeling me. I can't stop feeling me. I hope you're feeling me. You're feeling, you're feeling me. You're feeling me. I hope you're feeling me. You're feeling. I can't stop. I can't stop feeling me. I hope you're feeling me. You're feeling me. I hope you're feeling me. You're feeling me. I hope you're feeling me. You're feeling me. I can't stop feeling me. I hope you're feeling me. You're feeling, you're feeling me. You're feeling me. I hope you're feeling me. You're feeling. I
Hello and good evening, folks. Welcome to Broken Wing Racing League, and we are here at Oulton Park. I believe this is the international layout. It's the one with two chicanes, the one that wants to kill you the most, I gotta say. Thank you to all the admins that chose this track. It's going to be an absolute blast watching all these drivers try and navigate those tire barriers. An open wheeler car. I wish you all good luck. Definitely a challenge. With those two chicanes, with those two tire barriers, it does actually make it a little bit harder to pass on this track. It takes away a little bit of the straights, so it's going to be a lot more challenging. Going to be some interesting battles because of that. So I'm really excited personally to see how this turns out. And yeah, and my name is Michael McLeod. I am the broadcaster for your league tonight. Hope you enjoy the show as much as I do, or hope, however that goes. Thank you, Noah, for bringing me in to broadcast your race. I guess it's my first time broadcasting a race that's not my own leagues, and yeah, I just can't wait. I don't know any of the drivers, and that's actually what's going to make it real exciting. I get to learn and learn all of your guys' names, learn how you drive and see how you drive, and just have fun with it. I do in fact know one person, though, James Carr. I'm not sure why he has James D. Carr. I'm gonna have to say he just likes the D. I don't know. It's James just likes the D. James is a guy I know from the TCRs. Very quick driver, very competent driver, newer to the F4 cars. So I'm really curious to see how he does in the open wheeler world. We right now have our open qualifying. As you can see, we've got unlimited laps, 10 minutes. You can do as many laps as possible. And if you've crossed that line before that time has run up, you get to finish your lap. One huge benefit, of course, of that open qualifying unlimited laps is finishing the lap you're on if you've passed the line in time. So now we're seeing many of our drivers just completing their final allowed lap. It looks like we have 3 drivers who weren't able to complete any times, but that's okay. The race of attrition and just staying consistent, being the steady Eddie of the evening, is always a great place to be. This car is definitely a very challenging car to drive on this track. I've personally driven this car, not a lot, just a little bit. It's very interesting, very fun to drive. You almost want to drive it with very light hands. You almost don't steer. It's all steering with your feet, and it's very fun actually. It responds instantly to the feedback you give it with the steering wheel. It just goes. It's like a very high-powered go-kart. Absolutely wonderful fun. I've raced with the BWRL before. Highly recommend it. Actually, a really great group of guys. And yeah, just waiting for the final laps to go. How many laps did these guys get out here? Look at this, they're magic. These guys have figured it out. These guys have obviously mastered how to do open qualifying right here. I didn't think you could do this many laps and pass that timer, but here we are now. Now it looks like James is hitting that rev limiter, banging gears. And you can see the tire bears and how close you have to get if you want to maximize your time and maximize your pace every single lap. It's taking such a huge risk every single lap. You have 21 laps that you have to go by these tire barriers. I would be scared out of my mind, to be honest. And here we go. That's the end of qualifying. Let's pull up our results and see if I can get through all these names before the race starts. I sure hope so. I don't know. Let's see. Here you go. Results. And actually, real quick, I'm going to pull up the leaders of our season. You can see Raymond, James, Craig, and so on. And now compare that to our results for qualifying. You got Raymond is P1 in pole position. Tyler Anderson, Ben Shiner, Craig Carroll, Lucas Redigolo, David Gauntlet, Christopher Burns, James D. Carr, Ale Costa, I think it's Ale, Patrick Schofield, Josh Knight, Brian Small, Leonardo Divojatsky, Eric Zarope, Steve McAllister, Samuel Boulay, Daniel Glantz, Michael and Fools. I think I got it right. I hope I did. Please correct me if I was wrong. And yeah, thanks for listening to my listing of all of your names. It's always a challenge. I love that challenge, to be honest. And I want to actually take a look at the weather. We got an 18 Celsius track temp, so definitely gonna be nice and easy for our drivers tonight. Oh, I don't like that sign. It's blocking some of the cars. Here we go. There. That is exactly what we need right there. You can see all of our cars. We're going to pull away the timing tower as the lights come up right about now. And the 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, the lights are off. Lights are off and away we go. You can see some tire smoke as they get going. We've got Raymond is off to a great lead as they head into turn 1. We got a whole bunch of 2 wide coming through. Let's pull up that timing tower. And they're going to be going down Cascades. It looks like a whole bunch of 2 wide in the back in P5 with Christopher Burns. I don't know who anyone is, so this is actually quite hard for me to call out who is going what. And this is really exciting. Everyone's actually filed out quite nicely, very well behaved to get into single file very, very quickly. Coming through Cascades, there is absolutely no disaster, and that's actually a very beautiful sight to see. And you can see Raymond is starting to walk away. Let's see, we got interval. Pull up the interval, you can see exactly how close everyone is together, and they are really close, I gotta say. It looks like Craig Carroll is actually directly behind Lucas Redigolo and starting to think, do I want to make a pass? Do I want to sit behind him and just take it easy? It looks like Lucas and Craig, they're just gonna play nice and take it easy. A little further back, you can see the likes of David Gauntlet coming around. This is now heading into Druids as Christopher Burns starts closing that gap even more with Ale Costa directly behind. It's anybody's guess really how this is going to turn out heading towards our very last corner. Let me pull up the name of this because I always forget this one. It's called Lodge. It's Lodge Corner, and there you go. Going a little bit wide by David Gauntlet, trying to push the boundaries of this car, push the boundaries of these tires, and sometimes that's just how the cards fall. And that's brought him down 3 positions. He's now into P9. And that's actually a real great example of how sometimes just waiting it out, not rushing it too much, you can actually have a lot to gain, especially with a 21 lap race. There's a lot of race to go. There's 1 pit stop in this race, so it's not always a rush to make the pass instantly. Sometimes it's great strategy just to wait a little bit. And there you see it, hard at work. Just taking a quick look at Raymond. Oh, it looks like we've got a crash, and we'll have to take a look later exactly how that happened. But we can't look away just yet. We've got Raymond we're following along with, who's in the lead of this race. Oh, he went a little bit wide going through these tire barriers. This Foster's right now that they're going through. And that may give Tyler Anderson and Ben Shiner a little bit of a chance to catch back up to this leader who's just been having a dominating performance throughout this season. Not able to put it at work quite yet, but it's only the 2nd lap, so we're gonna have to see how this story unfolds. But here we go, heading into Lodge. Tyler and Ben are very, very close. It's anybody's guess, really, how this is gonna turn out. You're all gonna have to stay tuned in to see. I'm gonna go take a quickie look at my little friend here, James D. Carr, and he's right behind David Gauntlet. The guy who spun early. That is a wild paint job. I like that on David's car. Oh, and someone's gone off. That is, I hope he's okay. Let's just take a quick look at how did that happen. Here's a quick look at how did that happen? And just going through turn 1, hit the dirt and just lost the rear end, and all of a sudden into the tire barrier, and off goes his front tire. And back to the live racing here. We've got James D. Carter going head to head with David Gauntlet trying to find a way through, and we're heading into that first tire barrier chicane. James is trying to play it nice. He's looking for that exit, and it looks like he got it. He's got an excellent exit. He's got the left lane position heading towards the next tire barrier chicane. It's anybody's guess how this is going to turn out. This could be chaos. This could be a great pass by James, and he smokes that rear tire, that front tire, and off the grass. And now David's got that position right back, and look at that. Looks like we had Ale Costa and Christopher Burns also swapping positions as they head through Druids. It actually happened before Druids, but now they're heading through Druids right here, heading towards Lodge. Looks like Ale Costa made the pass, and actually let's just take a quickie look while we've got some time. How did that happen? I want to take a look. Oh, there must have been a slowdown. Let's just take a quick look. Why did Christopher Burns slow down that much? Oh, and he got a little bit wild with his rear end, and he just couldn't, he had to play it safe, save his race, and that's what allowed Ale Costa right by him. You know, as I was saying earlier, it's very, very fun car to drive. It's also a difficult car to drive. Difficult car to drive fast, tongue-tying myself. Imagine that. Difficult car to drive at the limit, lap after lap. It is not an easy challenge, I gotta say. So Christopher Burns wants that position back, heading into the tire barriers. I'll get the name of the tire barriers eventually. Look, Britain's is the name of the tire barriers. Look at that. Christopher Burns, though, wants that position back. He's up 1 position total in this race, but he wants to be up 2 spots. Ale Costa is up 4 spots total, and I'm sure of it. He does not want to give up his 5th spot. I guarantee you that one. He is going to fight this tooth and nail, I'm sure. I can just feel it in my bones. And so Christopher Burns, he's really going to have to work hard on this one. Let's take a look at... Oh, and we've got a 2 wide, 3 wide situation back here. James has still not made it through, and now we've got Leonardo. Oh, Leonardo. Oh, so that's Leonardo. I'm trying to get these names here correct. Heading through Lodge as we go heavy braking zone, awkward right turn through a dip down the hill. Oh, and it looks like someone may have a drive-through penalty. Our first taker for Wendy's Ice Cream with that drive-through just heading through now. Or maybe he has some damage. I don't know. Looks like he was stopping. Oh, and a car's gone off the track. Let's take a look at who that was. Looks like it was Eric. Oh, it looks like that was Eric. He went off the track at turn 1, and now he's come back on, and here you go. Back to the live racing, because this is really what matters. And here we go, heading into... This is called Shell Oil's Corner. That one's a creative one, I gotta say. Not really. So we've got 2 battles brewing on the track right now between Lucas Redigolo, who's down 5 spots total, wanting to get himself back to where he started, where he feels he belongs. And he's got Michael Foulds, who is up 9 positions. If I remember correctly, Michael Foulds did not qualify, and so he's having the run of his life, up 9 positions right now. And he is being chased, or he is being chased, yep, that is correct, being chased by Lucas. I like that, Taco Bell. So we got Wendy's, we got Taco Bell. Whichever you like more, you know, it's all in the same, I think it's the same company, but yeah. And, oh, well, look at this. They're now joining the likes of James D. Carr. James is, looks like he's driving a little slower than I'm used to seeing him drive. And he's now got 2 cars pressuring his rear wing of Michael Foulds in car number 8 and Lucas Redigolo in car number 24. It's anybody's guess how this is going to turn out as they head towards Cascades, this downhill braking zone. There's a little bit of bump in that braking zone. Very, very awkward in this car. And when you get it right, it hooks you right around that corner and down this straight as you head towards Oil Shell's Corner. What kind of a name is that? That's funny. That's a funny one. As they head towards Shell's. And if you get this trail brake correctly, it absolutely hooks that car around, just as you saw James do right there. And it's built him a decent enough gap, and it's put the pressure right back onto Michael Folds. And oh no, that is an unfortunate way to go off. Hopefully not too much damage to his car, and that's brought Lucas up one more position. Michael Folds is down he's only up 8 positions. It's not a bad way to go still, but hopefully no damage, and that's taking a lot of pressure off the shoulders of James D. Carr. I'm going to take a quick look at Raymond Aguilar. Raymond Aguilar. I'm going to go with Aguilar. I think it's going to be Raymond Aguilar. You know, it's a rite of passage to have your name messed up by the broadcaster, so please don't be offended by that. It's just the rite of passage. That's what I call it anyways. And so Raymond Aguilar is now heading towards Shell Corner. He is 2.3 seconds gap to second place of Tyler Anderson, and Ben Shiner is directly behind Tyler Anderson, heading around this corner, oh, and he's got a beautiful looking Mercedes livery. That's one nice thing about the F4 cars is, you know, a lot of people here are F1 fans, and it's nice you can make your car look like an F1 car. I personally like that. A lot of people really do like that, and here you go. We got Ben Shiner, Team Mercedes. And let's just take a quickie look at Tyler Anderson. Let's see, what is his paint job? It's too far to tell. NGK Olympus. Okay, so not quite an F1 team, but I like it all the same. And so the closest battle we've got on track right now is Ben Shiner and Tyler Anderson, with a long race to go and a pit stop. It's anybody's guess how this is going to turn out, but I definitely can see these two ending the race right beside each other, or directly in front behind each other. They are around the same pace, and I don't think that Ben is going to let Tyler run away with this. Of course, Ben Shiner just setting the fastest lap of this race at 132.996. That is absolutely flying. So that's an excellent lap. We've got in 4th place Team Subaru of Craig Carroll. He is 4 seconds behind. Actually, let's go right back up to here, because Tyler Anderson and Ben Shiner are getting even closer. Looks like under braking, the gap has been increased, so maybe not any passes happening anytime soon. I'm gonna have to put my money on Ben Shiner's strategy here. He's gonna be wait to the pit stop, have a better pit stop, and make the pass in the pits. So we're gonna have to follow along with when that pit stop happens. So right behind is Craig Carroll in Team Subaru. I love Team Subaru. Attaboy. You know, I have Subaru Outback myself. I love that car. It is the best in the snow, although we're not talking snow here. We're talking drive pavement and racing. But you know what? Maybe I could take that Subaru Outback ice racing one day. What do you say? We got Craig Carroll is in 4th position. He's 4.5 seconds back to Ben Shiner, Tyler Anderson. So he's just biding his time, taking it easy, trying to be a nice steady Eddie of our evening. And it looks like Christopher Burns, who's now heading into Lodge, not far off of Craig Carroll, has that same game plan. As you can see, this massive downhill that they have to battle through in their cars. It's very easy to lose that rear end. It's a really, really funky corner, I gotta say. Directly behind, we got Ale Costa. Ale Costa. Ale Costa. I'll go with that. And just by being nice, steady, and consistent, he's made his way up from 9th position where he qualified up to 3rd. So he's having a real great run. I can see the consistency. He is hitting his marks, and you can see him hooking around that corner, using the banking to his advantage, heading towards our first set of chicanes, which will be called Britons. Once again, that is called Britons. Oh, it looks like James D. Carr is out. What happened to James? He's entered the pits. It looks like James is doing his first pit stop. So, let's see. So this is James entering. Yep, he's just doing his first pit stop. Okay, so a lot of these cars, there's no drive-throughs happening. They weren't stopping, or sorry, they weren't doing a drive-through. What they were doing was stopping for fuel. Some of those cars that I saw earlier, the guy wasn't going for Wendy's ice cream. He is just going for a quickie McDonald's, and off he goes. And, you know, he needed to get some fuel. Our closest battle on track right now is Samuel Boulay and Lucas Redigolo heading towards... Is this corner even still called Foster when you do the chicanes? I know in other layouts it is called Foster's, but I don't think it is in this layout. Someone correct me if I'm wrong there in our Twitch chat. But here they go, heading towards Druid. Samuel Boulay is closing this gap. He has an excellent opportunity to get an exit. Oh, he goes a little bit wide, but he's able to recover and still get the exit that he was really looking for. And the trouble with that, though, is he's got the big D, James, right behind him. James's pace is strong this evening. Not strong enough to win, as we can see. He's way down the order from winning, but strong enough to make a challenge on anyone who's around the midfield of this group. Oh, and looks like James didn't get the turn one he was hoping for, but at least we have Cascades heading into this braking zone. You dip, you go down the dip as you start braking, and just as the car compresses is when you make that turn in. Absolute wild experience. Oh no, it looks like Ale Costa went off the track. Let's just take a quick look at how did that happen. Oh, getting a little bit excited on his throttle. He was able to save the car and save his race instead of hitting a tire barrier, and he's still able to keep going. Look at that. Back to this battle between James and Samuel, and James is going for the inside. He's not able to make it work into Foster's, and so he's got to wait it out until he finds another gap. But you can see James is trying to poke his nose, and the danger of doing that in the open wheel car is one little mistake from either driver, and it could be the end of your race if you get tangled. So these drivers have to have a lot of respect for each other to be able to handle this appropriately. James looking for that better exit out of Druids, but he's getting a little bit wild. You can see the rear end just coming out on him, and that is not how you're going to be able to make a pass. But he's going through Lodge right now, trying to find that better exit, just still not able to make it happen. Samuel Boulay is just holding him off, and you can tell Samuel Boulay is not driving in his mirrors. He's got his focus forward, and he is going to have the drive of his life in this moment now to keep James behind him. As you see, they go through Cascades, and out of that corner exit we go along this straightaway. I don't think that James is going to be able to get up alongside here. Samuel is still ahead into Shell, and here they hook that car around. Oh, and the pressure did eventually get to Samuel Boulay, and that is an unfortunate incident and a pass for James. James unfortunately down 3 positions total. But I'm sad to see Samuel go off in such a way. He was doing a real great job of not driving in his mirrors, and one tiny mistake, and that's how it goes. That's how the cookie crumbles. One tiny mistake in such an intense battle, and it can just send you right off. Here's a driver we haven't seen much of or talked much about yet. Ryan Small, car number 20. He is 10 seconds behind Christopher Burns. He's up 4 positions total. And coming around, has he done a pit stop? Let me see. Pit lap. Let's see. Here we go. We can see exactly who's done their pit stops on what lap. And we can even take a look at everyone's pit time. So we can see that some people have very, very long pit time. And then you can even see pit lane time. So here's how much time everyone spent in that pit lane. And as the leaders of a race who haven't gone into the pits quite yet, once that happens, we're going to take a look again at their pit lane time and see if it makes a difference in the long run. I see that Ben Shiner has in fact passed Tyler Anderson. I really want to take a look at how did that happen. Oh, it looks like a mistake from Tyler Anderson allowed that pass to take place. That's an interesting turn of events, as Tyler Anderson was having an amazing drive, just pulled a gap to Ben Shiner, and Ben Shiner, by being more consistent, sometimes being more consistent is going to win you more races. There's a very famous phrase: to finish first, you first have to finish. And that we're seeing that phrase at work right now. We see David Gauntlet coming out of the pits. Oh, it looks like, who is this? Michael Foles, Raymond. Oh no, Raymond still is in first. People are sorting out their pit stalls, trying to figure out where their pit stall is. And here we go. This is, I'm not sure why Michael Foles is in first there. Okay, now our timing tower has corrected itself. Thank you, timing tower, for showing the correct order. So Raymond Aguilar is still in first place. This may be his lap that he pits. That's anybody's guess. Ben Shiner in second. Craig Carroll is in third. Tyler Anderson, let me see. Pit lap. Let's pull up pit lap one more time. So these are the three drivers that have yet to pit, and it may be this lap, and it is. And here you can see Raymond Aguilar coming into the pits, and directly behind is Ben Shiner, and Craig Carroll is going to follow any time now. And there is Craig Carroll coming into the pits right now. And what that's going to mean is we're going to try and follow along with Tyler Anderson. How far back is Tyler Anderson? He may be too far back to make any impact on these leaders. You can see Raymond now taking off. Here goes Ben Shiner out of the pits. Craig Carroll, it looks like he's coming out of the pits now too. Tyler Anderson's coming along this straight, and it's anybody's guess actually. He may be able to make a pass on Craig Carroll. Craig Carroll not able to get out of the pits quite quick enough. And there you go. So Tyler Anderson has gained back his position. So now that everyone's taken their pit stop, you can see everyone's, so let's see everyone's pit lane time and see who maximized their pit stops and who lost a little bit. And so you can see Raymond Aguilar not just fast on the track, but fast in the pits. 24.3 from cone to cone, the absolute fastest time out of our entire field. So, wow. Gotta say, that's fast. The only faster car here would be James D. Carr. And that's actually, he matched the time, and everyone else is faster. So if anyone was wondering, how is this guy so fast? Well, fast on track and fast in the pits. He's Team Red Bull, I think. Is he? No Team Red Bull, but you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if if he was. Let's bring up our interval timing here, and we can see now James D. Carr has another car directly in front of him that he's starting to challenge. Is he going to try and play that same tactic as before, is get real close, get the guy nervous, get him shivering in his boots, or is he going to try and poke the nose and get side by side to make the pass that way? So far we've seen James just take it easy, put the pressure, and watch them crack. And wow, I'm gonna predict that he may actually try and go side by side on this one on Lucas here as they head through Drews. This is now a 3-car battle. Is this a 3-car battle? No, I think this is a blue flag car, and that's actually allowed James to get up alongside as they head into Foster's. And James doing an over-under, beautiful pass, and James has now gotten ahead of Lucas Retigolo. What a beautiful pass from Mr. D. Heading around, that is called, what is this called? That is called, what is that? Turn 1 is called Old Hall Corner. Old Hall Corner, that's juicy. So now, oh, as I looked away, it looks like Alec Costa is out of this race, and that's put James D. Carr up another position. I want to try and find where did that happen. Alec Costa went off track, and here is how James... Oh! Something happened. I want to take a look at how did that happen. Here we go, heading into Cascades. Oh, and a tire off the grass has put him into the wall. That is an unfortunate event. Looked like there was a blue flag car to the outside. He tried to take the inside and get around, and it just did not work out in Ale Costa's benefit. And that just put James Decar up another position. Oh, and our leader Raymond has crashed. This is absolutely wild. Let's take a look at how this happened. This is now a race for anybody to win. And here we go. This is where Raymond crashed. This is Old Hall's corner. Oh, he got a little bit wild. Comes back on. Oh, he's looking the wrong way. And here you go. And back to live, because now we have a race on our hands for P1, and Ben Shiner is in the lead in that Mercedes Petronas car. Tyler Anderson, Craig Carroll directly behind. 3-car battle for the lead of this race as they head through. Why is my brain always fog on that one? That's Britain's as they head through Britain's, heading towards Foster's, or it's called Hislops in this layout, Hislops. Ben Shiner, I've actually raced against Ben Shiner before in the F4. Oh, and it gets a little bit of a wiggle, but I've raced against him before, and he's definitely a very consistent, calm, steady driver. Don't expect many mistakes. We haven't seen any from him yet. So this is going to become a real interesting race. Craig Carroll is very, very close to Tyler Anderson, putting on a lot of pressure, wanting to make a pass. Oh, as they go through lodges, and if they're not careful, they're going to have the likes of Raymond Aguilar in 472 directly behind, making this a 4-car battle. We now have 4 laps to go, so we're heading towards the end of this race, and wow, as they're heading into that braking zone of Cascades, hooking their cars around that corner, heading down that back straight. Raymond is now in the draft range, and he is a part of this party. Using that banking to their advantage, Tyler Anderson had a little bit of a poor exit, it looked like, but Craig Carroll not able to take advantage of that as they head through Britain's. Exiting right now, Raymond is right on the tail of Craig Carroll. Is he gonna make the move? He wants to make that move. He's poking the nose, he's making him think about it, and he's actually gonna back out and stay behind, and he's just putting on that pressure on Craig Carroll, trying to make him crack, see if he's going to crack under pressure. And that's actually taking a lot of pressure off of Tyler Anderson as he's able to build that gap, and Ben Shiner even more. Oh no, and Craig Carroll is off at Druids. Let's just take a look at exactly how that happened. I think it was just a bit of a missed braking point, understeered, went a little bit wide into the tire barrier, and away you go. And so Raymond was able to make him crack under pressure, and so that's one less car for him to worry about if he wants to get back into the lead of this race. With only 3 laps to go, let's see how this plays out. Thank you for following Leo DVO. Thank you for following P Tizzle. And glad you tuned in for the very end of this race. For the lead of this race, this is going to be quite a battle. Looks like Ben Shiner, and being that consistent driver that he is, able to put a little bit of a gap on Tyler Anderson. And all he can hope for is that Tyler Anderson holds off Raymond long enough that this race finishes. Oh, actually, I now see. Oh, it looks like James is going through the pits. He's serving that drive-through. He's got to go pick up that Wendy's ice cream. And is he going to lose another position? I don't. Car number 4 is. Oh, car number 4 is a lap down. So that is not a car that he's racing for position. And so James is able to stay up into 6th. Craig Carroll coming out of the pits now. After that collision with the tire barriers, you know, kissing some rubber, not serving him too well. He is now down into 8th spot. Okay. And right back up to Tyler Anderson. So I have to be a little quick. It sounds like my wife just told me I woke up my son. Oops. From talking too loud. You guys getting me all excited here in these F4 cars. You guys having an absolute blast out there. I wish I could join you. Fortunately, I get to watch you. Raymond Aguilar is getting an excellent exit out of the Cascades, heading towards the shell corner. Is he gonna make a lunge up the inside? No, he's gonna hold off, and he's looking towards finding that exit. I don't want to wake up the kids, no. Oh no, and Tyler Anderson missed his braking point, understeered, and went off the grass, and so that's made short, easy work for Raymond Aguilar. Now, Raymond has one car left in his sights if he wants to win this race. He has 2 laps left. 2.5, I should say. And Ben Shiner is no slouch. He is not going to give it to him easy. He has a lot of work to do to catch up. Luckily for Tyler Anderson, he didn't lose too much time when he was mowing the lawn. He just lost 1 position only. Christopher Burns far enough back that he's not going to be challenging for that final podium spot. So very, very fortunate experience for John Deere here mowing the lawn and farming. So we've got Raymond Aguilar is 1.5 seconds back. Wow, and you can see our last laps. Let's take a look at, we'll pull our last times up. And you can see that Ben Shiner on that last lap was just a little bit quicker than our season leader, Raymond Aguilar. So I may have to put my money here on Ben Shiner being the winner of this race, but obviously can't speak too soon. There's 1.5 laps remaining in this race, so it's anybody's guess. But you know, I'm taking an over/under, over/under on Ben Shiner. Is he going to take it? I think so. Oh, and he's coming up to a lapped car, so let's hope that this doesn't disturb Ben Shiner's race as he goes through. Oh, a little bit of a wiggle, and that's not going to help him. And that's actually brought Raymond closer. Raymond is now 9/10. This is... Oh, I'm so excited. Let's bring up... Let's see if I can bring up the battle time delta. No, okay, I'll figure that out another day. But here we go, coming across the start-finish line, and we have 1 more lap to go. Ben Shiner is taking that white flag that you can see from Barney up in that timing tower. 7/10 of a gap from Ben Shiner to Raymond Aguilar, and it's anybody's guess how this is going to turn out. Oh, a little bit of a poor exit. Oh, no, there is a blue flagged lap car in the way, and getting out of the way nicely because, you know, if you're in a blue flag situation, you do not want to get in the way of those leaders, especially if it's for the leader of that race. Luckily, actually, for Ben Shiner, it paid off. The exact timing of that. Let's... Oh, and here you go, and that's what I need right there, and we can see that... You can see that sector time. Ben was faster in sector 2, slower in sector 3, slower in sector 4, and now they're directly beside each other going through those tire barriers. It's anybody's guess how this is going to happen. It looks like Ben Shiner's getting that car absolutely wild, just pushing it to the absolute limit as they head towards Druids for the very last time, and Raymond trying to regain the lead of this race as they head through Druids. You can see Ben hitting that first apex, hanging that second apex, getting an excellent exit down towards Lodge. Is Raymond able to get up alongside in the final braking zone? No, he is not. He is adding that pressure. He is making Ben Shiner think. He has closed that gap. He is gonna make that run to that finish line. Ben is not gonna give him that shorter distance travel. Congratulations, Ben Shiner, for winning that race, taking that W off of Raymond Aguilar. Tyler Anderson coming across in 3rd position. Congratulations for Tyler Anderson coming across in 3rd. snagging that final podium off of Christopher Burns. Christopher Burns ended up 0.5 seconds away. Great drive. David Gauntlet now coming around Lodge for the final time onto that main straight, ending up in 5th position. James D. Car 93 going around Druids, getting that car nice and wiggly into Lodge. That funky downhill roller coaster drop up the hill and to that start finish line. Away he goes. Craig Carroll in the Subaru car, down 3 spots from where he started, wishing he could get back those spots. It's just somehow that's just how the cards fall. That's just how it goes sometimes. And it's just like that saying, if you want to finish first, you first have to finish. And with the little mistakes, it's dropped Craig Carroll down to 7th. Not a bad place to finish overall, though. And I think I can now bring up our results. Is there anyone out there still running? Yeah, he's still running. Yeah, okay, so we have 1 or 2 more cars to finish, go across that finish line, and I'll be able to bring up all our race results. Congratulations, though, once again to Ben Shiner for what a win. What a beautiful win. Just to stay consistent and stay with it, not give up. Nobody likes a quitter, and Ben Shiner was not a quitter at all tonight. There we go. Results. And there you go. Privateer Ben Shiner, winner of this race after the pit stops and 21 laps. Raymond Aguilar, he's going to have to go back to the drawing board if he wants to get another win next week. With that off, it's just still a great race, but it cost him dearly. And he ended up in 2nd place. Christopher Burns, am I seeing this right? Tyler Anderson was 3rd place. He must have had a black flag from incidents on that last lap, and that's put him down into 5th position. So Christopher Burns, congratulations on snagging that final podium position. Benefiting off of on someone else's sorrows has brought you right up to the podium, so congratulations, Christopher Burns. David Gauntlet is up into P4, benefiting as well off of Tyler Anderson. James D. Carr, not quite close enough to make it work and get by Tyler Anderson from that time penalty. 57 seconds back from the leader, as you can see on the right side of the timing chart there. Craig Carroll in 7th spot. Ryan Small in 8th. Ali Costa at, I don't know why I have a French tongue. I can't do it. I don't have that Spanish tongue that all you guys have. Steve McAllister in 10th. Eric Zarope in 11th. Michael Folds in 12th. Daniel Glantz Jr. in 13th. Lucas Redigolo in 14th. Samuel Boulay in 15th. Josh Knight in 16th. We've got Leonardo Divojatsky in 17th. And Patrick Schofield in 18th. And is that everyone? I think that was everyone. And wow, what a race. The key points for that race, I gotta say, is just being steady, being consistent. And if someone is behind you, not cracking under pressure. Portuguese, because you're in Brazil, you're not the... At work, I'm with people from Chile and Argentina, and it's Spanish there. I always make that mistake that Brazil is Portuguese. I see here in our Twitch chat, yeah. And yeah, so the 3 key points I would say from that race going forward was just staying consistent. And number 2 is just not cracking under pressure when there's someone behind, maybe even letting them by just to let that pressure off. And 3 is just nailing those pit stops. And you know, as you can see, Ben Shiner just put all 3 of those points to work, and a lot of the other drivers did as well. And so, great job, everyone. I definitely had fun watching all of you tonight, and I hope you enjoy watching back this race. And have a good evening, everyone. See you later.